That's when I told them, if you want me to come and become a politician, they first of all have to give it back to my people what they lack.
When you say a lot of money that you are getting them days that you could afford to be living in the Hilton, how much money was like that time? How much could you have?
We used to be paid in Deutschmark because we were staying in German. I don't want to talk about how much I used to earn. It's not good. Those were the days.
But it was good.
Yeah, it was good. I mean, we were young and strong, energetic. Girls running after you. Of course, that's how it was.
Can imagine.
Especially the Mzungus down there. You can go, you can do all those things outside of your country, but home is best. In 20 years, when you're outside of your country,
we all did it and we are back.
Yeah, you're back. Yeah. I mean, so what are you going to gain there? I mean, you change your status just because you want a short-time life? Believe me, it doesn't make anything. Well, they go outside there to run for other countries for the sake of making money. But you can make money when you're in your country.
In sport?
Yes. Kulikuwa na wajenga walianza kuhamahama na
Hello viewers, and welcome to Lucy Mworia Network. This is Lucy Mworia. I am going again to thank you in a very special way for the continuing support that you have given to us. And if you have not subscribed yet, please do so that you may not miss these inspiring and educative shows that we offer you. I told you we are changing lives. And today we have a different guest from a different sector that you will not even think of. That is in the sports sector. Today, we have with us our hero, politician, our hero in the field of sports. And that is Reuben Ndolo, who was the Member of Parliament, Makandara, before, and currently he is the Director of Commonwealth Sports Council and the President of Kenya Professional Boxing Committee. And welcome.
Thank you very much.
Yes, welcome, Ndolo.
Mheshimiwa Lucy.
Yes.
Yes.
We are so honored to have you here today.
Yeah, I'm also pleased to be here.
Karibu sana. So, Hon.Reuben Ndolo, we mean a lot of Kenyans, especially the young ones, they hear the name is so big, is a Brad, yeah, the boxer. Even me, I knew the name before I met you. So, can you tell them the story of Ndolo? How was your journey into the boxing field up to where you are today? Tell someone who doesn't know who Ndolo is, who you are.
Thank you very much, Lucy.
Karibu. Yes.
Ndolo.Reuben, born in Nairobi, in Botela, then grew up in Jericho after moving from Botela. You know, those days houses were being built, so you move from one area to another. If you remember, our also great musician Daud Kabaka did a song, Nairobi samani sana, kulikuwa na wajenga walianza kuhamahama na mizigo yao. Walianza ziwani, majengo na shauri moyo, walihama kidogo kidogo na mizigo yao. So our parents they came all the way from West.
Wow, you can also be a musician, talent,
We used to play boxing, play guitar. If you can remember during our campaign time, me and my cousin, who was also a heavyweight boxer, you know, our family is all about boxing.
Yeah.
He passed away, and one of ours also the same. He moved back home. He was also a heavyweight champion in Kenya, the late Dimosh. So we used to campaign with our guitar. You remember in ODM?
Yes.
We used to play guitar everywhere when campaigning. It was nice. So we after After that, as I said, during those days, if you're not tough, you cannot survive.
You're not tough.
Yeah, so we involved ourselves in sports. Of course, in school, you can play all types of sports. We used to play football, basketball, but boxing was in our blood.
As a family?
As a family. Now, after that, of course, you go to a certain level, then a national title. After that, we went professional, semi-professional. Those years, it was, the professional side was only in England and America.
When you say professional, what do you mean? You don't go for training?
Professional, you qualify after being an amateur for some time.
Okay.
So we went to Germany as a family for semi-professional, and came back. We started our professional team in Kenya.
As a family?
Yeah, as when I say as a family, because we used to have about 4 of us as a family. James Dimosh was heavyweight, then Abdallah Kent became a light heavyweight, then another one was in Uganda, Vitalis Bege, was also middleweight. Then me, I was welterweight, so I was the smallest. So then we started in German as a semi-professionals. Then of course, after '89, after the Berlin Wall, everybody now started retiring in '89. So we started grooming the young ones in Kenya. We came back, most of our people who were there. I can remember people like Mushoki, who was in Denmark. Napunyi was in Japan. Ikon was also in Japan. So all the team came back. Then we started our own professional boxing in Kenya.
So it was never here.
And Joe Akech, if you remember Joe Akech by then.
Yes.
Joe Akech was our chairman, first chairman. And another one who was our patron was Francis Mburu. If you remember Francis Mburu?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, Mburu was our patron because he used to own Answorth Club. So he used to employ some of our guys as bouncers in his club.
So it's like you came from, the professionals came from diaspora.
From diaspora.
To bring the knowledge home.
The knowledge back home.
Because you would have chosen even to live there.
We made some money. We made some money at that time. And the only place where when we used to come back for holidays, we used to stay at Hilton. Yeah. And then that's life. The French say c'est la vie.
Yeah.
That's life.
So you came to start the profession in Kenya.
And then we started professional boxing in Kenya.
What was the intention?
Was, to make our people not stay for amateur for a long time, because it's a profession, and everything now you can see nowadays, everything is professional.
Yeah.
Even in, the athletics, the runners, they are just call them athletes, but they're professionals because they get a lot of money. So that's how we did.
When you say a lot of money that you are getting them days that you could afford to be living in the Hilton, how much money was like that time? How much could you earn?
We used to be paid in Deutschmark because we were staying in German. I don't want to talk about how much I used to earn. It's not good. Those were the days.
But it was good.
Yeah, it was good. I mean, we were young and strong, energetic. Girls running after you. Of course, that's how it was.
Can imagine.
Especially the Mzungus down there.
Oh. Mm-hmm. With all the masses.
Maybe we left kids. We don't know.
How long were you there? How many years?
Well, I stayed in Germany for about 8 years.
And your colleagues also in different countries the
Some
same?
of them are still there.
So did you meet when you were there with all of this group you are talking about?
We went as a team.
Oh, different countries.
I've told some of our family were in Uganda. You know, most of the people in Western Kenya, they have other families in Uganda. So our parents used to go and work there. You remember East African Railways and Harbors?
Yes.
So they used to be going there to be employed.
Yeah.
So some of them remained there. And of course, you know, as Africans, our parents could marry even 4 or 5 wives. So there's no problem.
And now you came back Kenya to start on the professionals?
Giving back to our young kids.
Wow. So what happened after that?
Well, things started. We did quite well. We had, of course, that time we got support. We had so many fights, and
Who supported you?
well, companies. Some of the companies used to support us those days. Now, when we started now training the young ones, things changed, and our young kids started understanding what the good thing about our sport is all about.
So, like boxing was the first sport to teach the young ones that it can be a professional thing?
Yeah, what I can say, because those days the amateur side was only in the government sector.
The government?
Let's say in the police forces, army, poster. You can remember those days until 1996, when by then President Moi abolished all those sectors in the parastate organization to employ young kids to the parastate organization. If you can remember what I'm saying, Poster stopped employing, and whatever Kenya breweries. So all those places used to employ young kids to participate in amateur. After they qualify from amateur, when they go to the Olympics, then they turn professional.
Now here you are, you build people, they have become professionals. Then what next?
Next, after that, of course, I went back to States when I had an issue with my friends in Germany. So by then, my uncle helped me. He was the Minister for Foreign Affairs, if you remember, Ndolo.
Oh, yeah.
And then I went to stay in States. After that, in States for 3 years, I worked in a sector of the sports shop. Back to London. I stayed in London for some time, about 4 years. Then I became the president of the Commonwealth Boxing Council. Yeah, if you remember, yeah. From 1996, I became the president of the Commonwealth.
When you were in London?
When I was in London.
The Muzungus recognized you?
Of course, I was their head. Without me, nothing could have been done in the Commonwealth. I did a lot for Kenya and Africa. I gave a lot of support in equipments, not only in Kenya. All the Commonwealth countries I used to give. That's why the former president of Kenya, Ndolo Akech, came to London and convinced me to come and vie for a member of parliament. But you know, I used to not like politics because I was a sportsman. I used to fear politicians because they were liars. So I used to tell them, no, you guys, I don't want politics. But eventually they convinced me. I
was actually about to ask you now, with all this success, in a field that you were doing so well, you were even thinking of coming back and mentoring the others. All of a sudden now, switching to politics.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. After they convinced me, first I told them.
What did they convince you?
Because I'm the president of the Commonwealth. When I come there, what do you want me to do for my people? So I made sure the first thing I did, that if you remember, the ambassador by then was Fletcher here. We arranged for a tournament between Joe Akech, but then he was a mayor, and Tom Fletcher, the ambassador of England. As a president of the Commonwealth, they fought at City Hall. It's everywhere. And that's when I told them, if you want me to come and become a politician, they first of all have to give it back to my people what they lack. I built schools in the Makadara, in the slums, and of course roads, name it. That's why when I decided to become a politician, come 2002, there was no anything that could have
needed to be done.
Then everything was done because I built schools there. I built some few hospitals in the slums. All those schools in the slum you see, There were no schools in the slums.
Wow.
I'm the one who even brought, by then, the Prime Minister of Ireland to start those informal schools to become government primary schools. Now I'm happy even they have secondary schools in the slums.
Wow.
So that's what I did.
So when these guys came for you to become a politician, and you are doing in your field very, very well, in yourself, when you think about it, why would you even go to politics? Because whatever you wanted to do, you could have done it. What reasons were they giving you besides? Because you had already made up your name, it was famous,
yes. Or? As I've told you, after the Commonwealth gave me the support of putting on schools, and of course building all the other projects in the slums. My people, my friends, you know, we still have our team in Nairobi, those Nairobians, those kids in the Eastlands. So they asked me now, we need you. You're helping those Mzungus there. You're helping the Asians. You're helping the people from Bahamas, Jamaica. Come back and do something. Then I thought twice, and then, but okay, let me help our people.
Oh, you saw the reason to come to save your people.
Then I went for elections. Then
you became member of parliament.
I became a member of parliament. So that's why I say that it was not difficult for me. I already had put on.
You were already doing something. Yeah.
I did something before I became a member of parliament. And this is what I will ask other people, the young ones. If you want to do something, don't wait for you to become a member of parliament or a PS or something. Do it before. Then you can earn respect and you can be recognized everywhere you go.
I think I love it. The fact that you are in diaspora there, like today, the ongoing football. Is it France with the whole team was black people, and they are competing to bring fame to France. So is it, I think, your story is such a challenge to the people in diaspora? Yes.
In fact, what you are saying, during our days in Europe, those ones who were in sports, we had our club, the professionals in Europe.
Yes.
George Weah, one of us. So when he became our president, he invited us in 2015 to his place. So I went to Monrovia when he became our president. All the guys who we used to be friends in Europe, he invited us. So we celebrated with him. In fact, from there, he took us to Dubai, come back again to Monrovia. You can see yourself. So we had a very strong team, even up to now. We know each other. So if I go to South Africa, I know who to see there. If I go to America, I know who I'm going to see. So our network is still there. Although we have remained very few, but the network is still there.
So what do you think? What can you say about our country? Actually, all the professionals in all the fields today, people who are the best, they are the ones who are draining to go to other countries. Nurses, doctors. What would you say about that?
I think this is a very important question we have asked. Our government sometimes, they look down upon sports. They look down upon sports. But it's good now. I can see Ababu. Ababu is coming, and he has tried. He's going to the grassroots. Ababu, I think, is doing a good job from when he took over. And I hope that he will help our kids. Because the people who are suffering are sports people. They do a lot for this country. But the recognition is when the politics come in. They can be used. But I hope Ababu can get support. We are going to help Ababu. Because, since when he took over, he is doing something. To be frank, he is doing something better than even the others. If you see somebody going to the grassroots, that's very important.
Now that you mentioned Ababu, just before Ababu came in, there was Amina Mohammed, and there was all these Lalabu fights about against and putting down Mwendwa, and it was just, and then she appointed another group of, they are called what? The council, to run the KFF. So then when he comes, Mwendwa is back. Was the problem solved? Or how did he work it out? Or was it like a way of intimidating the former, or what was it?
I don't think so. As I put it, it's just looking down upon sports. That's during Amina's time. I don't want to go back into that. But let me go forward on what Ababu is doing. I'm telling you, we are going to help him.
I'm asking, did he solve the problem that made Mwendwa to be kicked out? And then immediately he got in, he came. Is it that Mwendwa was a good person, he knew his job, and then he was kicked out? Let's not talk about Amina. But what did he find out?
Maybe, you don't mix politics and sports normally. Because why Mwendwa was there? Because of FIFA. And FIFA are the ones who control football in the whole world. So unless if you sack Mwendwa, you are sacking FIFA, because he was put there by FIFA. But if you want to use force in sports, you cannot make it. Sports is bringing your people together. You become a gentleman or a lady in sports. You become a person that people will adore you. Because life is very short. And in sports, believe me, you can start at early stage, but after 10 or 15 years, you don't have energy the way you used to have when you were young. So the standard will go down. And that's the mistake some of our people make, because they just want to make or use the sports people for their own benefit.
So, Mheshimiwa Ndolo, the other day Ababu suggested a bottom up. I'm saying it's not a policy yet, and maybe if it works, it will be a nice policy to me. I suggested the bottom up in sports because of the government of bottom up. And actually, if the government is bottom up, almost every sector should start like that. So he suggested, do you think this bottom up in sports is going to be a successful?
Well, I think I'm in Azimio. This bottom up is an issue concerning Kenya Kwanza. Well, it's okay for them.
But it's in sports, because you say
I'll go with grassroots.
Or you use, all right.
Yes, I use the formula of grassroots. Yes, the bottom up is for Kenya Kwanza, and Azimio we have grassroots. But
if you are applying grassroots on sports, it's good for you, it's okay for you.
So I think the way I've told you, let us not mix sports and politics. If you put those things together, you cannot go anywhere. We avoid, when we go into sports, we avoid politics. Normally politics, yes, but politics divides people.
Yeah.
But sports brings people together.
Oh. Sport unites people.
Of course.
And when we
can see what the world football.
Yes.
Recently in Qatar.
Yes.
Don't you think it has united all people in the world?
Actually, it has.
Yes. So normally.
So you would prefer the suggestion? It's a good one, but you should say we should start
the
grassroots.
Yeah. Not use a term which politicians are using.
Because it might put off the other team. Okay, I think it's a good idea. So do you think the grassroots, if you used your word, the grassroots approach of starting sports from the ground, would be a successful thing? Of
course, this is what we are going to advise Ababu. Let him go back to what those years of the 70s, 75, 76, when we used to have Olympic academies to every what I can say, every region. They had Nakuru, had an academy there. In Nyanza they had, and everywhere in the coast. So we have to start having academies in every counties. then you can see how things will change in this country.
Good luck.
The young kids are the ones who can make things happen. If you don't give them, if you don't groom them, if you don't make them become strong or mentally, physically, they cannot do anything. Even the country cannot move. You see, you need a country which has strong people, energetic. When you are strong and your body is okay, even mentally, you're okay.
Good luck, Mheshimiwa, on that, and I'm very happy that Babna Mwamba is surrounded by people like you in the field of sports, and that is what we need in every sector. We need people with specialties, your area that you know well, to give back, to give input, to advise, because like the young ones, they think Ndolo is out of boxing, he can't box anymore, so let the youth come and start doing the boxing. But they need the advice. They need to see, like the way you started, from the bottom, and that is now the bottom you are supporting, the grassroots you are supporting. Good luck to you, advise above well, and let us see the change. There is also this question of most of our sports people, and I've seen it actually in boxing. They are really fighting mental health issues. We have my sister, Conjestina Atiano. She's now struggling with the drugs. What do you think, as an advisor, as someone who has been in this field, and what would you say about that?
Well, I think, first of all, I'm sorry to what happened to my sister. You know, we groomed him from, he was a good footballer in Makongeni. I remember she used to play football with the Makolandas in the Eastlands. The team Makolandas, that was her team. And we groomed her because we saw she had a very good footwork.
Potential.
And she was strong with other young ladies who are there. And she became what happened? She became a world champion. Now the rest, it's her and her manager. You know, she had managers, the parents, so we couldn't interfere with that. You know, the money that she got, I think, was, believe me, she had a good life when she was in boxing. I don't know what happened. The managerial sector of her career, maybe they destroyed her. So we couldn't interfere with what happened to the other side, as we did what happened. And you can remember even when she went for the world title at Kasarani with that American. After that, she went to Germany, she stayed in Germany, and also she went to Swiss, she stayed in Swiss. Back, she went to America, she stayed in America, did quite well. So, when she came back...
What is the point of living all that nice, luxurious life, then at the end of the day, on your wee hours, when you really need to be comfortable, is when that man will not support you? Do you think the government, our government, has something that it can do?
You cannot just blame government.
I'm not blaming, I'm asking, do you think there is anything that even Ababu could be doing, even advising, even training these people? You know, some of them running and making money so fast.
You cannot blame everything to the government.
We are not blaming.
It's not only in boxing, even in football. How many footballers in this country now are lavishing in poverty? And some of them even went abroad. How many? Many. So it's about how you can manage yourself.
But management is also a skill. Do you think the government has a role? Like we can have, you can train these people, even money management, you can have something that when people, you know, when you are young, you make a lot of money. There's nothing you think drugging, drinking, all this. So don't you think the government is the biggest guidance in this to our young people? She's not the only one. There's this guy from Nyahururu. who also died at age 25.
This is what I'm saying.
We also see,
you cannot blame yourself. You cannot blame everything to the government.
We are not blaming, but do you think there's something they can do? It can do, because it is the biggest guidance. If wakikimbia it is same for Kenya. The other day, this girl from Tirop, she was also murdered. And that one, I would say, it is against women. Ukiona Achieng, it is also a woman. Is it because that in those tables, we see no women there in the leadership of sports?
No, that's what I'm saying. When you become a professional, remain as a professional. So if you earn that money, get somebody who can advise you on what to do with that money. So it's not about the government to
micromanage.
Yeah, and that's not right. It's you yourself and your God. It's like when you are going to the ring. It's me and you, only two of us, and my God. Suppose if I'm knocked down there and I get injured.
Like Napuni was?
Yeah, that's how it is. So it's about, you now to put yourself and make one as a matured person to guide yourself, and you have your family.
Mheshimiwa Ndolo, we are talking about some of these youth, they are not even mature. That's why I was talking on something that can guide them. And I said management is a skill. Someone maybe they could have some training. Can you advise about that? Because I know Ababu would understand they need this managerial, kama ni money management or something. We've seen a lot of them die. I'm not blaming anyone, but I'm saying as a country, as leaders, we can think about how can we have them guided.
All that what you are talking about.
Yeah.
When you become a professional,
yeah,
you will have people who can advise you.
Or they automatically do have?
Yes.
Oh, okay, okay.
When you become a professional, you are a matured person. You are not an amateur. When you're an amateur, you depend with the government.
But don't you think...
But when you become a professional, you have all those people who can advise you. This is what you are supposed to do.
But don't you think besides just learning the hand way, there's a way we can soften? Maybe just talk to Ababu, see what you can see. The other day, Mheshimiwa, the KFF, football, the football of Kenya was banned by KFF. And it was banned, right? It was banned from performing. That one you know better as a sports person. And what do you think can be done to prevent such in the future? Because even if football was banned, even boxing can be banned. What would you do now there as a director in that committee, as a former president of this, especially on the field of safeguarding boxing?
You mean about FIFA banning Kenya?
Yes.
Yeah, but that's what I put it, that you don't interfere issues concerning the running of sports when that organization is on the professional side. KFA was under FIFA, so you cannot, and FIFA are the regulators of football in the world. So they are the ones who make things happen. So if you interfere with what they are supposed to do, then that's wrong. So even if you are the government, but give them what they are supposed to run sports in your constituency or in your country. So it was wrong without consulting FIFA, and we just scrap that team. It can be scrapped by FIFA itself, and not the country. That's how it is.
So you think...
It's in the constitution of FIFA.
It's about the constitution.
Yeah, it's about the constitution.
So that is why your stand is like politics and sports should never be mixed.
Very important.
And that's what we do a lot of times. Now, there are people in diaspora who are going away. You become a good spokesperson, you're running, you're doing this, you're always thinking about... I also lived abroad. I lived in the US. I could see runners from Kenya running in San Diego. And they are not running for Kenya. They are running as San Diego people. So I don't know, maybe the reason why, as a sport person who has been out there, what would you say? What would you tell those people who are going to diaspora, or those people who are living in diaspora like you did and came back home? And here we are. Even this information I'm getting because you are here in Kenya. If you were in Germany, I would never have gotten, so we could not have not disseminated this to our people. What talk to the people in diaspora there?
Yeah, you see, let me put it this way.
Yes.
Life is very short. And I sympathize with such type of sports men or women who change their status just because of, you want to get money or do something for yourself. Let me ask you one thing. If now this is 2022.
Yes.
In 20 years to come, things will be different in this country. You can go, you can do all those things outside of your country, but home is best. In 20 years, when you are outside of your country,
we all did it and we are back.
Yeah, you're back. Yeah. So what are you going to gain there? You change your status just because you want a short-time life? Believe me, it doesn't make anything. Well, they go outside there to run for other countries for the sake of making money. But you can make money when you're in your country.
In sports?
Yes.
How?
Yes, of course. You can do better. It's how you can discipline yourself. It's how you can put yourself in the right track. How many people are still alive in this country? How many people have done better when they are in this country? So if you are just running and then you go and say, no, I'm not getting anything, let me change my status to be American. Okay, go and do it. But in America, you cannot make it. There's a lot of tax there. Everybody stays in America. There's a lot of tax. When the time you come back, you start afresh. And you cannot remove their money, bring it back to Africa. It's not easy. They know how to use you. All the money sometimes you get from there, you are being taxed. So what are you gaining?
So what would you tell them?
Just
come home.
Come back home. Come back home. Be disciplined. Train well. Love your country. And you'll see what you'll do better for the nation.
And to those young ones out there who think they have the talent, they are coming up, what would you tell them? The people in Mandera, the people in Turkana, the young ones in Marsabit, in Kwale, what would you tell them as a senior citizen who has been in this field?
Well, the young ones, I always tell them, like in Nairobi, we started about 3 years ago, Zoezi Mtaani. We used to go every ward. For the entire to be busy. So I'll advise them to involve themselves in sports. To be disciplined, to train, to all stop these issues of drugs. Make sure you wake up in the morning, do the road work, put yourself in the right way, how you can build your body properly well, because you cannot buy your body. If you put yourself in the right way and discipline yourself, do the exercise, even if 3 or 4 times a week, you will see difference in everything. But if you put yourself in a way that you mislead, or you come out and think about other issues of being a lifeist, that's a short-term thing. Work hard for your body, train, do what you know about sports, and then you'll see a lot of things changing in whatever you are doing in this world. Not only about money, but take care of yourself, about your body.
Ndolo, I've seen in other countries like the US, something like sports, entertainment, the comedy stuff. These are things that are taken very seriously, and the government has a role. Again, I come back to the government because it is our mother. So we have the county government, we have the national government. I am not saying we are blaming, but is there a way we can work better now that you are thinking that sports can be tapped from the grassroots? Let me use the word grassroots. And this grassroots is where the counties are. Do you think there is a role, there's something, there are policies, there are things they can do that will help these people? Because I think it is also the next big thing in Kenya will be sports and entertainment.
Very good. It's the biggest business in America, according to what we have said. 48% of income in America is coming from sports.
Yes.
And this is, I go back to what I told you again.
Yeah.
It's very sad if the government always looks down upon sports. They want to use you when they come to politics. So what I can advise is companies, because government itself doesn't have enough money. Companies in Europe or in America, companies sponsor sports. Companies should come up and sponsor sports.
The investors in this country
should come out, and not only to use the government, they should also come out and sponsor sports. Then you will see changes.
Actually, through the cooperative responsibility.
Yes, you will see a lot of changes. But just because they want to mingle around into politics, and they don't mind about the common mwananchi, what you are talking about, the common mwananchi, who the kids in Eastlands are suffering. But if you give them support, companies, all the industries in Nairobi are in Eastlands. But when we go there to ask them for support, they don't. But when a politician goes there, they give them money. And they are there in our areas minting money. They don't support sports. They don't support our mamas. They don't support anything.
So they take the money. Most of them are foreign investors.
Yes. They don't care. So if you ask them, what are you going to do for sports? They don't want to listen.
But that's why I'm asking you, Hon.Reuben Ndolo, then the government, the county, the national government, they have a role to play, because this is now a question of policy.
We'll push them.
Yeah. So
as I told you, Ababu will try. We'll push Ababu and understand.
Not trying, he has to do it.
We'll push them.
He was in foreign affairs, so he knows what happened.
We'll push them.
Thank you for that. And that was Reuben Ndolo, our former MP Makandara, the director of Commonwealth Committee. And we are very, very happy, privileged to have you here with all this wisdom, talking to our youth, talking to our government, talking to people in diaspora. Diaspora, the people who are running away from home, the people who are out there, you have already made your names, you have made the money, come back home. That is what Hon.Reuben Ndolo is telling us. If you have not subscribed yet to our channel, please, we are changing lives. Do it so that you do not miss these educative and inspiring shows. Meanwhile, have a wonderful holidays and Merry Christmas.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Happy New Year to you.
Thank you.